Hello, beautiful singers. This is Valerie Williams once again with Vocal Splendor Studios, and I'm going to be speaking about another vocal myth. Today's vocal myth is resonation versus nasality. Nobody wants to be told that they're singing nasal. Unfortunately, we have a concept when we describe nasal singing as they are singing through the nose. And so I have found that a lot of my students have some misunderstandings about what is nasality, what's a nasal sound versus what is a resonant sound. To really be heard, we need to have that resonant sound. And when people are afraid of being nasal, they have habits that get them away from really getting that resonant sound. So let's talk about nasality. Nasal singing is really not in the nose, but it's with the nasal plug closed. Notice how I'm singing? I'm talking now in my nose, and it has a really nasal sound because there's this little port behind my nose, and it's the part that goes and it gives you that nasal sound. Now, if I'm singing, now I'm going to make it nasal. Not a pretty sound. Now, notice that the nasal sound, there's those little thing in the back of the nose, gives you that nasal sound. Now here's a test for nasality. All you need to do is sing, plug your nose. If it sounds the same, it's not nasal. Now here's the nasal sound. Nothing comes out. So a nasal sound is that nasal port plugged. I hear singers do that. I've heard some male singers, when they go for their high notes, they're like, and they go right into that nasal spot. The reason why they do that is because they don't know where to get the power. The power needs to come from the diaphragm. And you can go watch my diaphragm video and hear what I have to say. We don't want to use any extra pushing or pulling in the upper face, and that includes going into that nasal sound. The only time that nasality is appropriate is when you're singing country music, because that's what gives it the twang. And of course, you don't want to be so nasal that it's nasty, but you want to have that country twang, just a tad, just a touch. And it's something that country singers cultivate. So that's what nasality is. It's that kind of sound. Now, I have found, because of the concept of singing in the nose, that people are afraid of actually resonating through their nose. And that's what we need to have a vibrant sound. So when we talk about resonating in the nose, we want to feel the sense of vibration throughout the face, in the nose, as we're singing. And in the old Italian school, they called it vibrating in the mask. They have been teaching voice in Italy for hundreds of years, way before they knew anything about anatomy and physiology like we do today. So they had these concepts that described the feelings that we need to have. So in the Italian school, they said to resonate in the mask. And of course, let me say this, we're only talking about the middle voice. When you're up to the high voice, you're not going to get that resonation. However, you're going to get the resonation, but you're not going to get that buzz in the face. But when we're in the middle voice, which is when we're speaking or when we're singing, we want to feel that snap in the face. Now, a lot of people are afraid of that because when we do things like it's all tickly in the nose. Now, having worked with students, a lot of people, I have to cultivate that feeling. They are so afraid of being nasal that anytime there's any sense of vibration in the nose, they run away and they're back to super airy sound. But we need to have our sound vibrate right from our face. We are human tuning forks. We need that sound to vibrate right away from us. So one of the things I have my students do is actually make those sounds. Really incorporate that big buzzy sound. When you have that, we can try some speech patterns. 1, 2, 3. So it's still really buzzy, and then we can go to things like this. Ma. What we're trying to do is bring that sound forward through the face and ideally through the room or into the microphone. If you're not getting that sense of resonation in your face and the nose, you're actually not going to have that vibrant sound, even if you have the breath. We need to push the sound out of the face. So that means that when you're in a certain part of your register, you are going to feel a vibration in the nose. That is not nasality. That's resonance. Don't be afraid of it. And if you're not sure, ma, not nasal. Again, nasality is the nasal port closed. And you can learn to feel that and adjust that at will. But once again, don't confuse nasality with resonance. They're two different things. And when you get that really clear, you'll be more clear about getting a bigger, more powerful sound. And then if you want to sing country, you'll know what to do to get that twang. All right, that's the end of the lesson today. We will talk again next week, and have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.